सारखा नाही यार तुम्ही
ओरडू नका
कमांडो पोलीस बाजूला होता.
मित्रा डोक्यात
वैभव विशाल थोडस खाली येईल मग.
अरे यार हा लास्टला. अरे हे कम
गाडी आली
भाग्यश्री चल मित्रा मित्रा वैभव डोकं तुझं दिसतंय.
वैभव विशाल मागे जरा. अरे बघतोय काय
मस्त शॉट होता.
बंदे का नाम क्या आपके?
हे करा मस्त टायमिंग. कैमरा तुम लोग ना बोलो क्या? आपको बोल रहा हूँ मैं. आगे आऊंगा तो किसको छाप दे दूंगा.
कॅमेरा
डोका पाठी आहे जरा पाठी आहे चालेल. बस
याची गरज आहे तुला.
आम्हाला लाता काढू नका. मित्र आहे भावा आहे त्याचं नाव काय रे?
उसको बुला
नाही चाललाय
रे. तुला सांगून काय ऐकता नाही.
अरे बाजूला घेऊ का मग?
एक तर येतो लेट आणि वरून हे करतोय.
बाजूला कोण आहे? कमांडो बाजूला आहे.
आवाज बंद भाई.
खाली करा मला.
मोबाईल
दादा हो कॅमेरा
रेकॉर्ड
स्वप्नील
हा येतोय. विनायक येतोय. विनायक येतोय. अमित शाह बरोबर आहे तिकडेच जायचं अमित शाह बरोबर आहे अमित शाह बरोबर येतोय जा ना
ए
48.
Close intimacy with him. Always he is talking about the nation. He proved it. He is a rare businessman. Doing business is one angle, and doing business with ethically is very important. He has kept that all his life through. He has made India visible globally. As an industrialist, he had a great vision. He started around 100 countries his operation. First company globally visible. That is achievement, that is footprint. If you go through anything, Tata Group is there, either Tata Sons or Tata TCS, or you can say so many things. Everything they are there. And also is a very good human being. Not only earning money, spending money for ethical way, and also social cause. He has fulfilled. When I request him to start one cancer hospital in Tirupati, he has done it. Even in Hyderabad, one cancer hospital, Baswa Tarakam, he has given some money. Like that, he has done his best. So it is my responsibility. We have lost great statesmen of this country, but his ideology remains forever. That is a great opportunity for everybody. Every citizen has to think about him. One person, how he has changed industry totally. Including recently, if you see, Jamsheddi started Air India. Again, his dedication to bring back to Tata Group is achieved it. That is a great performance, and I had a lot of attachment towards him. I used to quote so many times, everybody can do business, but Tata is the best example for doing ethical business, doing business in a right way. He has made his company proud globally. $400 billion worth of the company. He provided 10 lakh jobs. That is the national contribution he has done. For all of us, we respect him. We had a high regard on him. The death of Ratan Tata ji is a great loss, but we have to carry his legacy. That legacy will be permanent. Close intimacy with him. Always he is talking about the nation. He proved it. He is a rare businessman. Doing business is one angle, and doing business with ethically is very important. He has kept that all his life through. He has made India visible globally. As an industrialist, he had a great vision. He started around 100 countries his operation. First company globally visible. That is achievement, that is footprint. If you go through anything,
at the end of a very beautiful couple of hours that he had spent at home, when he was leaving, he asked my wife, very sweetly, would you like to take a picture with me? We really wanted to, but was shy to ask. He $140 crore Indians love and the world loves. I think Mr. Ratan Tata forayed into newer
pouring today of feeling, of affection, of respect, of regard. I can't remember anybody, honestly, in the world of industry who's evoked this kind of emotion among people across a very, very wide cross-section. I mean, it is truly seen as a national loss. He was a man ahead of his times. He took the Tata Group abroad in a way. I mean, today there's a sort of a global, there's a global recognition of Indian industry. I think Ratan Tata deserves that credit. We really owe him a great debt for that. Of course, after I retired from the Foreign Service, I joined the Tata Group, I joined Tata Sons. He had a tremendous understanding of the world on one side. Well, actually, I had a fairly long association. I first met him when I was a kind of middle level in the government. At that time, we started the CEO forum with the United States. He was a natural choice as a person who was to lead it. So those years, we used to work together quite closely, travel together to the US, when the Americans came over, talk to them as well. And then I renewed my, relationship when I went to Singapore. Singapore always had a very special place for Ratan Tata, because I think, if my memory serves me right, he started his career there. In fact, he was, during my tenure, he was awarded honorary citizenship of Singapore. I think he's the first Indian to get the honorary citizenship. So I still remember we had this picture, all the Tata, the company leaders had all come there. In fact, if I can find it, maybe I should tweet it at this time. I also remember, because he once told me, normally he didn't visit embassies, so he actually came and saw me in the High Commission.
सबसे पहले तो मैं रतन टाटा जी को बहुत मनपूर्वक श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं। रतन टाटा जी, मेरा उनसे व्यक्तिगत भी गहरा परिचय रहा, परंतु न केवल भारतीय उद्योग जगत के, पूरे विश्व के एक सम्मानीय उद्योजक रहे। टाटा समूह का नेतृत्व करना ही अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी बात होती है, परंतु उन्होंने टाटा समूह का नेतृत्व ऐसे समय में संभाला जब टाटा समूह को अनेक प्रकार के परिवर्तन करना जरूरी था, और धैर्यपूर्वक बारीकी से अध्ययन करके टाटा समूह के सारे उद्योगों को और काम करने की पद्धति को दोनों को उन्होंने परिवर्तित किया और पहले की तरह आज भी टाटा समूह भारत के उद्योग जगत में एक ध्रुव तारा बनकर है, उसमें रतन टाटा जी का बहुत बड़ा योगदान है। देश के अंदर सूचिता के साथ अपने उद्योग का, अपने समूह का विकास करना, देश के सारे कायदे कानून और रूल्स रेगुलेशन इसका पूर्णतः पालन करते हुए अपने उद्योग समूह को प्रमुख स्थान पर बनाए रखना और इसके साथ साथ अपने ट्रस्ट के माध्यम से देश की सभी समस्याओं का समाधान कर एक अच्छा समाज।
We have never seen Jamshedji Tata, Dorab Tata. People say, people who knew about or written about them, they were very simple men of integrity. But in my life, I met him. This man of integrity, simplicity, care for others, compassionate, always care for others. Irrespective of time, place, he always enthusiastic about new things and a very warm. I really miss him. I don't think in my experience, I met anyone like him. And it's hard to get someone like him. I only pray, may his soul rest in peace. He was a legend. There was an era. It was the end of an era for me. Jamshedji Tata in a black and white, and J.R.D. Tata in a blue suit. Because I had seen J.R.D. in a blue suit. And immediately he packed those two and sent it to my office. And they are in my office even today, Jamshedji and J.R.D.'s pictures. We have never seen Jamshedji Tata, Dorab Tata. People say, people who knew about or written about them, they were very simple men of integrity. But in my life, I met him. This man of integrity, simplicity, care for others, compassionate, always care for others. I used to meet him even in Indian Institute of Science, popularly known as the Tata Institute. Irrespective of time, place, he always enthusiastic about new things and a very warm. I really miss him. I don't think in my experience, I met anyone like him. And it's hard to get someone like him. May I only pray, may his soul rest in peace. He was a legend. There was an era. It was the end of an era for me.
Ma'am, his life has served as an example for many, in fact. Some lessons that had an impact on your life and you have also implemented in your life, you have followed it, you do it even today. If you could share some 2 or 3 points about it.
Number one, like person of integrity. Integrity was so important and extremely simple. Even now, I said, when I cannot do, I will never lie. I said, I can't do. Let us have it. Shuddha jeeb, tongue is very important, And he was like that. Second thing is he has enormous patience, I have seen him. And I think a little bit of that has rubbed on me, and I have quite a lot of patience. Third one is live simple way, straight way. Why do all these other things, Life is short. And that because of that, I'm in this position today. I learned philosophy in House of Tatas only. And particularly, he was very generous. Anything,
about how he refused an invitation by King Charles, then Prince Charles, to go to Buckingham Palace to receive a lifetime achievement because Tito, one of his dogs, was unwell. That shows you character. I think what he will leave behind in India is great character. He will leave behind great humanism. He will leave behind, to my mind, a legacy that people will love to follow. I haven't, in my 61 years of living, seen such an outpouring of grief. Every Indian is impacted today. You know, Ratan did not have a personal family. He was a bachelor. But every Indian, 1.4 billion people today are in mourning because of the man's innate decency, because of the good he caused, the goodness he showered, and the embrace with which he touched every human life. You know, whether it was, as I said, whether it was cancer centers, the small animal hospital, in every which way, Ratan Tata has defined the true Indian, an Indian mired in culture, mired in decency, and with a very, very strong moral compass.
He was a businessman, everyone knows that. He is a successful businessman, everyone knows that. But his human angle, his personal touch to all his staff members, all people who was connected to him like you. So, how was a human Ratan Tata was? Everyone would like to know at this occasion.
For instance, even when he was unwell, let's imagine if he couldn't move and you went to his home, and after dinner or after lunch, he would walk you to the door. He would never treat any human being lesser than himself. He would always respect a frailty. He was the man. I still remember many years ago, we were at the Taj in Bombay here, and he said, "What are we doing with people who are specially abled?" And then the Taj started putting, long before it became law, we put all our elevators with Braille characters. I mean, what happened after 26/11? Every person who lost his life, their families were grieved personally by Ratan Tata. I mean, they don't make them like this anymore.
Everyone will remember Ratan Tata as a person who is a very patriotic person, and he always kept country over money. And there are multiple examples of these things when he did not pursue the business which was against India or which was not favorable to India. So if you have any example for that, his patriotic nature.
In every which way, when Mr. Tata decided that the Taj would buy the Pierre, the hotel in New York, he was so proud that the Indian flag was fluttering outside. When Tata Tea bought Tetley, when they bought Chorus, Jaguar Land Rover, everyone told him, "Oh, this is a big mistake, this is a big mistake." But Mr. Tata believed in only one thing. He believed in the Indian. He believed in the Indian capability, the Indian competence, the Indian character.
और जब हम विकास की संभावनाओं को देखते हैं तो हम कोई एक उद्योग लग जाए, उसके अगल बगल के गांवों को थोड़ा सा लाभ मिल जाए, वहां तक सीमित नहीं रहते। हम उसका इंटीग्रेटेड ऑल आउट डेवलपमेंट को लेकर के चलते। अभी हमने जापान के साथ एक एमओयू किया है और उस एमओयू में महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय इसने किया है कि साणंद और चागोदर इस पूरा जो बेल्ट नया विकसित हो रहा है उसको इको फ्रेंडली सिटी के रूप में डेवलप करने का जापान के साथ मिलकर के हम काम करेंगे। इसका मतलब कि यह नगर ऐसा डेवलप होगा जो अहमदाबाद से भी दुनिया का कोई व्यक्ति आएगा तो उसको देखने का मन करेगा कि जहां पर इतना औद्योगिक विकास हो रहा है वह पूरा नगर किस प्रकार से एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली डेवलपमेंट हो सकता है। सारी व्यवस्थाएं एनवायरमेंट के सारे पैरामीटर्स को एस्टैब्लिश करने वाला अर्बन डेवलपमेंट का एक मॉडल हम इसके साथ जोड़ने के लिए जा रहे हैं। मित्रों, आने वाले दिनों में जब जापान और भारत सरकार और गुजरात सरकार के माध्यम से जो दिल्ली मुंबई इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर बन रहा है उसका मेन हब साणंद के निकटवर्ती खड़ा हो रहा है, तो आप कल्पना कर सकते हो कि यह क्षेत्र आने वाले दिनों में कितना डेवलप होने वाला है।
Life, I met him. This man of integrity, simplicity, care for others, compassionate, always care for others. Irrespective of time, place, he always enthusiastic about new things and very warm. I really miss him. I don't think in my experience I met anyone like him. And it's hard to get someone like him. I only pray, may his soul rest in peace. He was a legend. There was an era. It was the end of an era for me. Jamshedji Tata in a black and white, and J.R.D. Tata in a blue suit, because I had seen J.R.D. in a blue suit.
Admiration from everyone.
I think his loss is definitely something we should all be very should be sad about. I also studied in a Tata institution called Indian Institute of Science. It's called Tata Institute long back. I pay my great respect and honor on his for his contribution to our Indian industry and our Indian business quality that we all celebrate. Is something very synonymous with the industrial growth of Indian almost all sectors. I think they have played great role. They're just not industry that they have contributed, right? Starting from Jamshedji onwards, that tradition of ethical way of doing in business has been one of the very characteristic of Tatas. And Ratan Tata symbolizes the same nature of the leadership that they have been giving to Tata's institutions. Coming to me, I think I also studied in a Tata institution called Indian Institute of Science. It's called Tata Institute long back, created out of the funding from Tata. So that shows that they played importance to not only to create institutions but to create a culture of involvement of staff and people, to creating education and philanthropy as a very important role in their business ecosystem, and do it in a manner which is more democratic and more involving everyone. I think this is the characteristic, and the contribution of these business houses. It may appear to be big in terms of money making, but you should also value it in terms of the economic impact that it has created for our Indian ecosystem, and the jobs that it created, and the value it created really unmeasurable. And Ratan Tata, by his personality, has been one of the leading industrial figure, having huge respect and admiration from everyone. I think his loss is definitely something we should all be very, should be sad about. Of course, it has to happen at this age. I pay my great respect and honor on his for his contribution to our Indian industry and our Indian business.
In House of Tatas only, and particularly he was very generous. Anything with work in the Tata Trust, if we feel and if I talk to him, he would really consider those things. I really miss someone like a pole star, like a nakshatra, a star, Dhruva nakshatra. I feel how one should live. We miss him a lot, and particularly I feel this is my personal loss. I consider that way. I grew up with Tata company. I learned from them. I kept him as like a JRD as a role model, and Ratan Tata ji as a model in a role model in life. I feel now vacuum in my personal life.
नहीं रहे आज के दिन आपके शब्द क्या रहेंगे?
रतन टाटा के मृत्यु के बाद वार्ता सुनने के बाद मुझे बहुत दुख हुआ. घर में एक बड़ी हस्ती होते हैं, उनके मार्गदर्शन में हम चलते हैं, वो ध्रुव नक्षत्र जैसे होते हैं, ऐसे मुझे लगता था मैं कभी कभी उनके बारे में सोचती हूँ. मैं उनके कंपनी में काम किया, मेरा करियर उधर ही शुरू हुआ. मैं उनको 94 में लगता है मैं एक बार मिली थी, पहली बार वो जाके उनके ऑफिस में मिली थी, और मुझे वो सुधा ऐसे संबोधित करते थे, क्योंकि मैं सुधा कुलकर्णी ऐसे ज्वाइन हुआ और सुधा मूर्ति के नाम से बाहर आ गई. मुझे कभी भी सुधा बोलते थे. वो मुझे बताया कि आपको क्या चाहिए टाटा कंपनी से. हमने बताया, वो पूछा हमें आपको क्या चाहिए, हमने बताया मुझे जमशेद जी और JRD का तस्वीर चाहिए. वो तुरंत हमारे ऑफिस को भेज दिया है. अभी भी मेरे ऑफिस में वो दोनों तस्वीरें हैं. और मैं हुबली एक छोटा शहर है, उधर से मैं आई थी. हमारे कॉलेज में मैं एक कॉलेज में पढ़ती थी, BBB कॉलेज ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग. हमारे कॉलेज में सब लोग बोलते थे आपको टाटा को आप मिले, हम कभी मिलेंगे. मैं बोलती थी मैं कोशिश करूँगी. उनके पास जाके मैं एक बात बोल लिया, सर हमारे गांव में आपका दर्शन के लिए बहुत लोग इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं. हमारा गांव तो मुंबई नहीं है, और ये तो आप बहुत बिजी हस्ती है, आपको टाइम नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन लोग को आपका दर्शन के बहुत इंतज़ार है. तुरंत वो एग्री हुए और हुबली आ गए. हमारे कॉलेज में एक दिन सब छात्रों से बातचीत किया. मुझे आश्चर्य लगता है, इतने बिजी आदमी एक आम आदमी लाइक मी वो देर एम्प्लॉई, हमने कोशिश किया और वो आ गए। उनका दिल बहुत बड़ा था और उनका रूप सुंदर था, उनका दिल भी उतना ही बहुत सुंदर था। वो ट्रू टाटा थे, कंपैशन में लोगों के बारे में मदद करने के लिए, लोगों के बारे में सोचने के लिए, और बहुत क्लीन उनके माइंड था। ऐसे लोग मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है।
और पहले की तरह आज भी टाटा समूह भारत के उद्योग जगत में एक ध्रुव तारा बनकर है, उसमें रतन टाटा जी का बहुत बड़ा योगदान है। देश के अंदर सूचिता के साथ अपने उद्योग का, अपने समूह का विकास करना, देश के सारे कायदे कानून और रूल्स रेगुलेशन इसका पूर्णतः पालन करते हुए अपने उद्योग समूह को प्रमुख स्थान पर बनाए रखना, और इसके साथ साथ अपने ट्रस्ट के माध्यम से देश की सभी समस्याओं का समाधान कर एक अच्छा समाज बनाने का प्रयास भी करना, चाहे अनुसंधान का क्षेत्र हो, चाहे मैनेजमेंट का क्षेत्र हो, चाहे एजुकेशन का क्षेत्र हो, चाहे कैंसर के इलाज की सारी सुविधाओं को देश के हर हिस्से में पहुंचाना हो। रतन टाटा जी के नेतृत्व में टाटा समूह ने इसको बहुत अच्छे से कर दिखाया है। आज श्री रतन टाटा जी हमारे साथ नहीं रहे हैं, परंतु उन्होंने जो लेगेसी छोड़कर जा रहे हैं वो लंबे समय तक देश के औद्योगिक क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले, नेतृत्व करने वाले सभी लोगों के लिए पथदर्शक बनेगी, रास्ता बताती रहेगी, इसका मुझे भरोसा है। मैं आज ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनकी आत्मा को परम शांति अर्पण करने का काम करें।
है मरियो आज के काल नानक हर गुण गाय ले, छाड़ सगल जंजाल सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जी महाराज। स्वर्गवासी रतन टाटा कल राती अकाल चलाना कर गए वाहिगुरु जी, उन्हां दी आत्मा आप दी चरण कमला दीवार बख्शिश करनी, 84 लगेड़ से बचा कर सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जी महाराज। परिवार तक अरदास बेनती जोड़ती करे सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जी महाराज। पंच का शरीरा रूप सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जी महाराज आपकी आज्ञा बख्शो, शमशान घाट ले जान की आज्ञा बख्शो, सबों की सहायता करने सही प्यारे मेल जिनाब लिया तेरा नाम चित आवे, नानक नाम चढ़ती कला तेरे बाणे सर्वदा भला। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
गिरीश गिरीश
यहाँ पे उपस्थित
गिरीश
यहाँ पे उपस्थित सभी प्रत्यक्ष और प्रत्यक्ष तौर पे जितने भी महानुभाव उपस्थित हैं, आज सभी हम यहाँ पे उपस्थित हुए हैं एक ईश्वर की दिव्य आत्मा को अपने गंतव्य तक पहुँचाने के। हम सभी प्रार्थना करेंगे, अपने जैसे भी आपको जो भी अपने मन में आए आप अपने हिसाब से कर सकते हैं। हम शास्त्रों का एक नारायण का ध्यान है, जो 4 हाथ वाले शंख चक्र गदा करने वाले नारायण हैं, वही मोक्ष के दाता है। और इन्होंने वैसे भी श्री रतन टाटा जी ने जीवन में बहुत ऐसे काम किए हैं कि वो तो वैसे ही स्वर्ग के अधिकारी, अभी तो फिर भी एक लौकिक उपचार में आज हम सभी यहाँ पे उपस्थित हुए हैं, तो उसी के लिए नारायण का एक ध्यान करेंगे। अनादि निधनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमुक्ति प्रदो भव। इनकी शांति के लिए हम लोग प्रार्थना करेंगे 2 घड़ी सभी मन में ओम शांति का उच्चारण करेंगे। ओम लौह शांतिरंतरिक्षकौ शांतिः पृथिवी शांतिरपः शांतिरौषधयः शांतिः वनस्पतयः शांतिर्विश्वे देवाः शांतिर्ब्रह्म शांतिः सर्वतो शांतिः शांतिरेव शांतिः साम शांतिरेधि। शांति शांति शांति। प्रयास करेंगे एक श्लोकी रामायण से इनको राम जी का दर्शन हम लोग सब करा पाए। आदो राम तपो वनादिगमनम मृगम कांचनम वैदे जटायु मरणं सुग्रीव संभाषणं बाली निर्दलनं समुद्गतरणं लङ्कापुरीदानं पश्चादनं वैदे श्रीरामायणम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।